Hi, my name is Molly. I've never done a perfume review by a video before, but yesterday was my birthday and my boyfriend got me a sample of each perfume from Aedes de Venustas in New York. And now we're upstate here. It's a really snowy, rainy day. I'm here, I've got the fire behind me. My cat is probably gonna come in and take part in this. And yeah, I just wanted to do a little bit of a sniff sesh. So yeah, I'll just get right into it. The first one, and one I think that I am actually most excited about, is Encens Japonais. Assuming that's going to be a Japanese incense. I like that these are sprayers rather than dabbers. I think that's nice. That's always nicer. Just nicer use. Kind of balsamic. People often say terpenic, and I'm not really sure what they mean by that. I know about terpenes when it comes to weed, but it's almost herbal. Yeah, interesting. It doesn't smell like much incense, much like incense to me. But I'll give it a little time to dry down. My tester strips are just a cut up envelope, so this is all very informal. Okay, up next we have Pelargonium. No clues to me about what that might smell like. That name kind of reminds me of Dusitas Pelagos, so I also haven't smelled that, but I wonder if they have something in common. I get lime, as in the fruit, not like linden, but yeah, it's like almost like a lime zest. I haven't looked up the notes for any of these either. I'm doing a blind smell, so if you know the notes and you think that, you know, you're like, yeah, duh. Sorry. Yeah, lime zest is pretty much what I'm getting. That's nice. That'll be nice for a summertime wear. I think like a lot of people, you know, it's damp and cold outside, and I just want to wear like warm ambers. And then in the summer, when it's really hot and sticky outside, I like to wear something more fresh and tart, something that'll sort of cut through the heat and the humidity. Up next is Iris Nazarena, or Iris Nazarena, assuming that's an iris, but a Nazarene iris. So I don't know if, I assume there must be irises in the Mediterranean, but I don't know how that would be different than like an English garden iris. It's nice. It's very light. It almost, interesting, it kind of has the smell of like a new Tupperware. I really have to get up in there. It's light. I have to get up in there to get anything. Yeah, it's a bit plasticky, not sweet at all. Okay, moving on. Next up, we have Copal Azur. I love Copal, so I'm really quite excited about this one. Blue Copal. I get these Copal incense sticks, which are, the stick itself is red, and then the incense coating on it is black. So I think of Copal as red and black. But yeah, we'll see if this evokes blue. That's really nice. I definitely get the Copal. Ooh, that's gorgeous. Copal has like a, again, like kind of almost like a balsamic, almost, it's not quite tart, but almost a tartness to it. As far as like resins go, I think Palo Santo can also have that kind of, it's almost like a tang, and I love that. This definitely has that. I guess I don't know if I see it, the blue I see it as being as like a very rich but bright blue, almost like a cerulean. But that's a little bit of a stretch. This one, it smells more like incense to me than Encens Japonais, which I'm gonna, just for comparison, I'm gonna go back and smell that to see how it's progressing. Okay, interesting. There is more smokiness to it now than there was in the beginning. It's very pretty. That's nice. Yeah, smoky and a little bit sweet, but very, very like delicate and refined. Not dissimilar. I can see a through line between that and the Copal. Copal Azur. Okay, moving on. Well, now we have, I don't speak French, but Grenadille d'Afrique. So grenadine is, I believe, pomegranate syrup. And I think that's, I assume it gets that name because it comes from the grenadines. I'm really just riffing here. Yeah, let's give it a try. Grenadille d'Afrique. It's almost like a cherry. Yeah, definitely. Yeah, I get a little bit of that bitter almond thing that cherry can do. A cherry with a little bit of something like leathery underneath. Yeah, I have a, what is it? Either a mango butter or a shea butter that I've had so long that the label has completely worn off, so I don't remember what it is anymore, but it kind of has this sort of, I've heard people call it like a lotion-y quality. That's interesting. These are all very complex perfumes. I didn't go to the store myself, my boyfriend did. And he said that, I've seen pictures though, and it seems like a really cool space, and he said that it seemed like an appointment only store. He had to ring a doorbell to get in, which I always find a little bit intimidating, so good for him for going. But yeah, I mean, I think that's reflected in these perfumes. They seem high quality. Oh, I opened it. Okay, next one is Corfu Kumquat. Assuming it's a kumquat fragrance. I had a kumquat tree growing up in my backyard, and it doesn't really have a scent. Kumquats are much less flavorful than other citrus. They can be quite bitter, but they do have a little bit of sweetness, at least the ones that I ate growing up. So I think that's probably more of a fantasy note than a real one. But maybe not. I mean, if you can get essential oil from a lemon peel, then I don't see why you couldn't from a kumquat. Very fresh. Honestly, I see the kumquat. I mean, it's got the sort of it's not quite orange. It's not quite that tart. I could see if you called this Corfu grapefruit, I would believe that too. I get a little bit of neroli almost, like it's almost like this isn't just a kumquat you've plucked off the tree, but it's on the tree still. You've got the leaves surrounding it. It's very fresh. It's a nice clean scent. Again, that's one that I would wear for summer. I'm surprised so many of these are summery scents. Because if you've seen like the branding of the store, it's very dark, kind of neo-Victorian. So interesting. But I'm also gonna smell through all of these again at the end here to see how they've progressed. Next we have Signature, which is kind of a little cheeky, like, that's my signature scent. That's Signature. What are you wearing? Signature. That name communicates to me that we're meant to, this is gonna be your signature, you know, which I haven't smelled it yet, but that kind of makes me assume that this is meant to appeal to everybody, and that's fine. I don't dislike scents that are mass appealing, but they definitely don't excite me the way that a very unique, specific scent does. So let's see what this smells like. Okay, off rip I get like, I definitely get a little bit of, again, a citrus, like a fresh citrus. I get, this actually smells even more like grapefruit. I'm gonna compare it to Corfu Kumquat, so, just so I don't mix them up. This is Signature, this is Corfu Kumquat. Signature is bitter, definitely more citrus rind or zest than juice or pulp. Clear my nose. Corfu Kumquat has settled somewhat. Not a super, not, I mean, these, none of these so far have been like I don't know, head knockers, like gonna blow your head off or anything. They're mild and delicate. Yeah, again, Corfu Kumquat has kind of settled into sort of musky. It still has that bright, bitter citrus up top, but it's settling into a like kind of musky, lotiony base. This is pretty. Again, I wouldn't wear this right now, but I would wear it probably in summertime. I do like citrus scents. I mean, I find at this time of year, generally, it's very hard for me to imagine being too hot, just because I'm always too cold. It's hard to imagine feeling like sweaty and you know, sticky and like swollen and, you know, hot. So right now these very bright citruses don't have much appeal, but I know that they will be more pleasant at that time of year. And similarly, when it's that hot, I can't imagine wanting to wear like a thick, heavy amber. But you know, this is just life in the northeastern United States. It's extreme in either direction. Next up, we have Café Tabac. Presumably a tobacco scent. Ooh, this is perfect for this time of year. Oh my, wow, that is gorgeous. This, what does it remind me of? It's not quite right, but it reminds me a little bit of black magenta because I'm getting a little bit of like a pineapple top note, something a little sweet and tangy. Ooh, that is really pretty. I don't honestly know that I can identify a tobacco note. I've never been around pipe smokers, and it's been a long time since I've been around anyone who rolled their own cigarettes. But I do seem to like it. I think it offers a really nice sort of dry, I don't know what word to use, but vetiver and hay can be used sort of to the same effect, so that like kind of dry grass scent. And I do see it combined with fruits or something a bit tart and juicy to really nice ends often. This also reminds me a little bit of what is it called? Another Dusita Parfums scent. Oh my gosh, it's gonna kill me. It's another, it has Rhapsody in the name. I'll put it in the description below, but it, Rhapsody Noir. It's, again, it has tobacco in it, and that one is, it's really evocative, it's really beautiful. It reminds me of sitting in a cafe, and it's meant to evoke Paris. It reminds me of sitting in a cafe, maybe even outside of the cafe. You've finished your cup of coffee, and you haven't started in on your pastry yet, and your pastry is has maybe like a pineapple jam or something inside of it, and someone maybe a few tables down is smoking a cigarette. It's gorgeous. It's really beautiful, and even though it is a coffee scent, it makes me think of nighttime. Like, it does feel dark and sort of like you're in this like beautifully warmly lit cafe, while the night outside is quite dark. So anyway, that's not this, but it does remind me of that. This is really pretty. I did wear something earlier today and I'm not crazy about it, so I might wash it off and wear this instead. This is like, it makes me think of an old library, which people love to talk about old library scents, but yeah, it's cozy, it's warm, it's, this is, I mean, for this environment of like a fire, I'm in a very old house, like, this is right. Oh, okay, gorgeous. I think this is my favorite of all of them so far. Café Tabac. This is going a bit long, I apologize. I've got 3 more scents. Alright, next up is Cierge de Lune. Again, I do not speak French. Don't come for me. But do feel free to correct my pronunciation, politely. I think this was the only one that I had heard of. I don't know anything about it, but at least I know the name, so maybe it's one of their more popular scents. Yeah, I could see how this is a more, I could see this being popular, especially in today's fragrance landscape. It's gourmand, and a little lactonic, sweet, maybe almost, it's almost like an almond milk, like a sweet almond milk drink. Last month for, like as a sort of New Year's resolution type thing, I didn't have any sugar for the month of January, and I apologize to everybody who knows me because I will not stop talking about this, but I did it, and it was really hard for me, and I had to sort of replace my nightly sweets with other things, and so sometimes I would have like a creamy drink, and this kind of reminds me of something that I would have during my no sugar month. Yeah, it's creamy, it's lightly sweet. I do get a little bit of something almondy, which is why I say almond milk. That's really pretty. I like that a lot. Again, that's something I would wear this time of year. Though I think it could be worn. It's very gentle. It's not like at least on the strip, it's not like a heavy hitting. It's not a heavy hitting gourmand, not like buttercream or anything. It has a more like frothy liquid quality. I do get a little bit of like a tuberose or coconut in there too, so very nice. Next is 16A Orchard. Is that their address? Maybe. There have been a couple perfume companies who have named perfumes after their address. I know 4160 Tuesdays did that, and Lush also did that. What's up with that? Is it just like a studio scent type deal? Fresh. This one is a bit more masculine. It's nice. Not doing anything for me particularly. Yeah, it's kind of masculine cologne. I don't know. Moving on. Lastly, my last one here is Amnesia Rose. Interesting name. It's a rose that you have forgotten about. Or a rose that makes you forget, maybe. That's a nice thought. Okay. I like rose scents, but honestly, I have a difficult time separating them out from each other. This rose reminds me a bit of a rose that I really like, which is Marissa Zappis's Imperial La Divina, which is one I think I am going to buy for myself. But now that I have this sample, maybe I'll wear this for a little while first. It has kind of a it's a powdery rose, but it has a little bit of something that hits you in the back of the throat. There's a musk beneath it. Maybe that's what hits you in the back of the throat. There might be saffron in here too. People talk about spicy roses, and I'm not really sure what they mean by that. Yeah, it's nice. It's a rose. That one obviously will not get the most time to dry down, but yeah, that's all of them. So let me quickly go back and smell through. Encens Japonais has definitely gotten more smoky, smoky and woody. What is this? Pelargonium has stayed lime. It's very faint. That's all I have to say. Iris Nazarena, Iris Nazarena, now has a little bit of a tobacco thing to it. Yeah, honestly, more than Iris or anything else, I get tobacco. Which I will say, oh my god, yet another Dusita reference. So clearly, Aedes and Dusita have a lot of overlap. Erewhon from Dusita ended up being one of my favorite perfumes that I smelled from Pissarra, but when I first smelled it, I was like pretty grossed out. It's a tobacco perfume, and when I first smelled it, it smelled like kind of like melted carpet, you know? But then it just dried down to the most like lush, gorgeous, white floral with tobacco smoke throughout. So yeah, I think I started off by saying that this one smelled a little plasticky, so something to investigate there. Copal Azur, this one was another one of my favorites. Okay, the Copal has definitely mellowed. It doesn't have quite as much bite to it anymore. It's a tiny bit sweet, which I think Copal resin does have a little bit of sweetness to it. It's good. I will need to spend more time with that to be able to describe it better. Which one is this? This is Grenadille d'Afrique. Cherry is faint now. Am I smelling the right side? No. Okay, it's less faint on the right side. Yeah, cherry and shea butter. That's what I get from it. A little bit of almond marzipan, but I think almond and cherry are often one and the same. Corfu Kumquat. It's got a little bit of like a ocean spray to it, which I don't honestly go crazy for. That salty note kind of doesn't really blow my hair back. That's a phrase Valerie the Niche Sampler uses all the time. I really like. Yeah. It's not bad, but I think that Corfu is an island, right? So like, I think that's what they're trying to evoke is that ocean spray. Signature. Okay, it has maintained a grapefruitiness. It's got something a little bit green and vegetal behind it now. Yeah. Next, Café Tabac. Excited to see where this went. This one is definitely the strongest, and I think that fruity thing, or that tart note, whatever that is, has gotten a bit stronger now. That is really pretty. Again, I think these ones that I'm enjoying the most are ones that I'm gonna need to wear and experience for longer periods of time to have more to say about them. But yeah, that speaks to the complexity of this line. It's gorgeous. I think that's definitely my favorite. Cierge de Lune. Yeah, it hasn't had as much time to dry down, so it pretty much smells the same, but some kind of almondy, creamy, yeah, it's a very well executed creamy almond beverage. 16A Orchard. I don't have anything more to say about this. I think I actually don't like this. It's just, I want it to do so much more, and it's scarcely there. Maybe this is a cologne? No, it says Eau de Parfum. It's so faint. Yeah. Amnesia Rose. I mean, just such a pretty rose. I wish I had another rose in front of me to compare it to. It has a little bit of metal to it as well, which you can get a metallic rose sometimes, but yeah. The most metallic rose that I have is the Goop and Heretic scent called This Smells Like My Vagina, and that is a metallic rose. Like, it, I mean, you can infer what you want from that, but it smells a little irony almost. It's definitely, I wouldn't call it like a pretty rose. This Amnesia Rose has a little bit more, it's a little bit more pretty than the vagina scent. Yeah, but it definitely has a little bit of that metallic nature to it. So yeah, that's it. That's all of them. This ended up being way longer than I expected. I'm amazed now at all of these YouTubers I watch who can do it in 12, 15 minutes. Maybe I'll get there. Maybe this will be the only video I ever record. I don't know. But if you're here, thank you for watching all the way through. I really appreciate it. And yeah, I think this is definitely a brand worth checking out, especially if you're someone who likes Dusita, as I pointed out. There's a lot of overlap there. Yeah, I look forward to wearing these more. Ciao for now.